Hello and welcome. Isaan. That name alone conjures up images of vast rice paddies, fiery somtam, and the tangy sounds of moorland music drifting through the warm night air. However, let me tell you, there is a lot more to this often overlooked corner of Thailand than meets the eye. So grab a cold drink, settle into your bamboo chair, and let us dive into the captivating world of the Thai, Isaan and Isaan Lao people. Now, before we begin, I must warn you, if you are expecting tales of pristine beaches and neon-lit go-go bars, you have come to the wrong part of Thailand, mate. Isaan is as far from your typical tourist brochure as you can get, and that is precisely what makes it so bloody fascinating. Picture this: you are standing in the heart of Thailand's northeast, a region that makes up a third of the country's landmass, but seems to exist in a parallel universe to the glitzy chaos of Bangkok or the postcard perfect islands of the south. This is Isaan, home to the Isaan Thai and the Isaan Lao people, and a place where the border between Thailand and Lao becomes delightfully blurry. Now, I know what you are thinking. Isn't this supposed to be Thailand? Why are we banging on about Laos? Well, my impatient friends, this is where our story begins. You see, Isaan's history is more tangled than a plate of drunken noodles after a night out on the Koh Sang Road. Long before there was a Thailand or a Lao, this region was part of the mighty Lao Kingdom of Lang. For centuries, the people here spoke Lao, ate Lao food, and generally went about their Lao lives without giving two hoots about modern national borders. This, as is often the case in Southeast Asia, things got complicated. In the late 18th century, the Siamese, that is the Thai to you and me, decided they fancied a bit more land and set about gobbling up chunks of Lao territory. Fast forward to 1893 Franco-Siamese War, and suddenly the French are swanning in, claiming Lao as their own and drawing a nice neat border right through the middle of the Lao-speaking world. Moreover, just like that, with the stroke of a colonial pen, the people of Isaan found themselves on the Thai side of the line. Overnight they went from being Lao to being, well, something else entirely. Now, you might think this would lead to an identity crisis of epic proportions. Moreover, you would be right. However, in true Isaan style, the locals took to it in their stride, creating a unique blend of Thai and Lao culture that is as spicy and complex as the infamous lard. Speaking of food, and trust me, we will be speaking of it a lot, Isaans cuisine is the stuff of legend. It is the kind of food which makes your taste buds stand up and salute them immediately, begging for mercy. Take somtam for instance. The unassuming papaya salad packs more heat than a chili eating contest in the depths of hell. Furthermore, do not get me started on the fermented fish. Let us just say it's an acquired taste that I am still trying to acquire after 30 odd years. However, it is not just the food that sets Isaan apart. The region has its own distinct language, music and traditions that owe as much to Laos as they do to Thailand. Take Moorland for example. This traditional music is the lifeblood of Isaan, a hypnotic blend of vocals and a bamboo mouth organ that sounds like nothing else on earth. Imagine a cross between country music, opera and the Cat in Heat, and you're halfway there. Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds lovely, but surely the Thai government wasn't too chuffed about having a bunch of Lao speakers in their backyard. And you would be right. For much of the 20th century, there was a concerted effort to Thai the Isaan region. The central government banned the Lao language in schools, discouraged traditional Lao customs, and generally did their best to turn Isaan into just another part of Thailand. However, here is the thing about Isaan people. They are about as easy to subdue as a rabid soy dog. Instead of meekly accepting their new Thai identity, they created something entirely new. They took the best bits of Thai and Lao culture, mixed them up with a healthy dose of stubbornness, and emerged with a unique Isaan identity that is proudly distinct from both its parents' cultures. Today, Isaan is a place of fascinating contradictions. It is the poorest region of Thailand, yet it is also the country's rice bowl, producing much of the fragrant jasmine rice that is exported around the world. It is deeply traditional, with ancient Khmer temples dotting the landscapes. Yet it is also home to some of Thailand's most vibrant and progressive politics. Moreover, let us not forget the people themselves. Isaan folks have a reputation for being some of the friendliest, most generous people you will ever meet. They will invite you into their homes, stuff you full of grilled chicken and sticky rice, and treat you like long-lost family, all while gently ribbing you for your pathetic inability to handle spicy food. Nevertheless, perhaps the most remarkable thing about Isaan is how it has managed to preserve its unique identity in the face of globalization and mass tourism. While the rest of Thailand seems hell-bent on turning itself into one giant theme park for sunburned Farangs, Isaan remains stubbornly glorious, authentic. Sure, you will find the 7-Elevens and maybe even a Starbucks in the bigger cities. However, venture into the countryside and you will discover a world that seems barely touched by the 21st century. Villages where time seems to move at a different pace, where ancient traditions are still observed and revered, and with the rhythms of rural life are dictated by the seasons rather than the relentless march of progress. Of course, this is not to say that Isaan is stuck in the past, far from it. The region has produced some of Thailand's most influential politicians, artists and intellectuals. It is a place of constant change and always adapting, where old and new coexist in a delicate balance. Take the rocket festivals, for instance. Every May, some villages across Isaan celebrate the start of the rainy season by building enormous homemade rockets and launching them into the sky. It is a tradition that dates back centuries, a way of appeasing the rain gods and ensuring a good harvest. However, these days, the rocket festivals are as much about community pride and friendly competition as they are about ancient rituals. Villages vie to build the biggest, most elaborate rockets, often adorned with intricate designs and powered by increasingly sophisticated propulsion systems. It is a perfect example of how Isaan manages to honour its past while embracing the future. As our journey through Isaan ends, I cannot help but reflect on what makes this region so special. It is not just the food, although that is certainly a big part of it, or the music, or the festivals. It is the indomitable spirit of the Isaan people, their ability to take whatever life throws at them and turn it into something uniquely their own. In a world that seems increasingly homogenized, where cultural differences are flattened out in the name of progress, Isaan stands as a testament to the power of identity. It is a place that reminds us that borders are just lines on a map, that culture is living, breathing thing that cannot be contained by artificial boundaries. So, next time you find yourself in Thailand, do yourself a favour. Skip the full moon parties and the elephant pants and head northeast instead. You might not find pristine beaches or luxury resorts, but what you will discover is the beating heart of Thailand, a place where history, culture and identity collide in the most delicious ways possible. Just remember to pack some antacids. Trust me, you are going to need them eventually. Well, that is it for this video, and if you did enjoy my ramblings, please hit the like button to help this channel grow and to make this old man less grumpy. So, until next time, it is a very goodbye from me. Bye bye.